All right, everybody. Welcome to the latest episode of your, oh man, friendly neighborhood gaming show, The Command Grab.
It's been a while,
Yeah, it's been a minute.
but we have a lot of things have been going on in gaming. There are a lot of things to talk about. We cannot do all of them this episode for sure.
No.
But we do got some things to talk about.
Yeah, we do. Man, just to give you guys a little rundown, like some of the topics we're going to be talking about, the Xbox price is going up, the game industry as a whole, just like a lot of layoffs. Just the recent EA, 300 people got laid off from EA. Craziness with that. We got some games to talk about. We got South of Midnight that we're going to talk about. Probably going to tell you about my adventures on the First Berserker Kazan.
Ooh.
And and then I'll tell you a little story about how I happened to secure a pre-order for the Switch 2. So yeah, just sit back, relax, and you know what? We're gonna get to the show.
I've been waiting on that story for a week, by the way, so we're all gonna hear it together for the first time.
Oh God.
Profit, where would you like to start today?
You know what? Let's since we have them up, the prices are in my face right now, so let's talk about the recent price hike of the Xbox. Yeah, the Xbox price is going up due to tariffs. It's not because of anything else. But yeah, let's talk about that.
For those who, if you live under a rock, at this point, Microsoft has announced last week that all of their base models and the majority of their accessories are going to go up in price. And I will list out those prices really quick right now. Xbox Series S 512 gigabytes is now $379. The Xbox Series S 1 terabyte is $429. The digital Series X is fine. The original Xbox Series X is $599. And the 2 terabyte Galaxy Special Edition, basically the 2 terabyte version, is now going to be $729. And then all the peripherals went up by like 10 or 20 bucks. So whatever controls you have, they most likely went up. That's where we are right now.
Yeah, the only one that didn't really go up was the wireless core and color ones.
Yeah, those are still the same.
Those are still the same. Because I remember getting mine for my red one for 70 around there. So it's still that price.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
Oh man, so this was inevitable, right? Like, I love how like a lot of people just like sat there and thought, none of the other consoles are just gonna, they're not gonna get a price increase and stuff like that. Even though Sony's been doing it like every year, but to other countries, not America, right?
Mm-hmm.
And thought the other consoles and other systems and other things were immune to, what's happening globally, right? It's not just a willy-nilly, they just woke up and was like, hey, we're going to charge $100 more for our console. Mm-hmm. No. Tariffs. Fucking tariffs.
Yeah.
And this is what happens.
Yeah.
All those prices that went up, that's probably like the average price that we have to pay for the tariff. Like that 130%, 120, whatever that crazy-ass tariff is on China. And guess where Xbox and PlayStation make all their consoles? China.
Yep.
So don't be surprised if you see Sony following suit sooner rather than later.
Oh, they will. It's only a matter of time. It's really not an if, it's a when. And how much they're going to put the price up.
Oh, yeah, right? Like, we don't know. If it goes by, how Xbox is, it could go up $100, even though they just went down. They went down, $50, $60? So if they went up $100 again, it's just, ugh.
Yeah, it's I want to do something also. Like as a person who has been very open on not liking Nintendo for my own reasons, like I just don't like the company. A lot of people are saying like Nintendo opened the door because they made games are also the first party games are going to be $80. So everyone was like, "Oh, Nintendo opened the door." This is as much as I want to blame Nintendo, and I might later just because it's funny to do that.
Oh God.
This isn't on Nintendo. Did Nintendo open the door? Not really. They were going to do this anyway, right? Like that was what was going to happen. It was, as much as I don't like the word inevitable, it was inevitable. This was going to happen because of these tariffs, right? Now, the problem is once this is gone, these prices are not going to go down. So like if you get used to these prices, these are going to be the prices. Like they're not like how your groceries have been going up, and even with things like volleyballing going up and down even a couple years ago, prices kind of stayed around the same. That's what you can expect. Now that this is here, these are going to be the prices.
Oh yeah, it's pretty much here to stay, and especially, I can see the consoles and stuff going down, but games, the cost of games, they're gonna stay there. And as much as it sucks for like first party $80 games, right? The games cost so fucking much to make now. They cost so much to make, and you guys want these super like graphical games and things like that. You gotta pay for them.
Yeah, you don't. You don't have a choice.
You're gonna have to pay for that 4K, which is some we'll talk about later. On the Nintendo front, where people are like, "Oh, the file sizes went up." Yes,
They're going to once data. That's how data works. You put more into the data happens to increase.
yes,
It's kind of how that works.
that's how it works.
That is why your favorite games that are in 4K are like 80 gigs. No, it's not like they can just, they're not optimizing enough. I can guarantee you, some people are definitely not optimizing enough.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But realistically, this is kind of where we are right now with the file size and everything. Like this is how it is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The file sizes are the more detail you want, the higher the file size goes.
Every time.
Every time, right? Like you look at every generational jump, the file size went up by about 40, 50 gigs, easy, like at the base.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, you wanted that 4K machine? You got the 4K machine now, but now everything else goes up with it.
Mm-hmm.
And just like these studios, the first party Microsoft studios, they're going to be charging $80. You want those like super high budget games that are coming out, you're gonna have to start paying for them.
You're not gonna have a choice. There was what's her name? Her name is Alana Pierce, I believe. She had a video. I love watching her videos, right? Like you can tell she knows her shit, right?
Well, she worked at Nioh Dog.
Yeah, she worked at Naughty Dog. Yeah, she knows her shit.
Yeah,
So she put out a video like maybe a couple days ago, like sometime last week. Everything is blurring for me right now. Everything is just kind of blurring. But about how market share and how things were working with games and how much games have been making over like the last decade, 15 years. Games have been making a lot, and because of that they've been putting more money into games, which if some of you knew what the budgets were for some of these games to break even, if you really love games, you'd be like, oh, why aren't games like $300? I don't want that. Don't get me wrong, I don't want that at all.
No, yeah, no one wants that. But
no one wants, but yeah.
Yeah, if a lot of these games have budgets higher than movies, and to break even, they have to also get a movie level, like worldwide blockbuster, amount of money in order to be successful.
That's why you're seeing a lot of games have these microtransactions. That's why you're seeing a lot of games, even single player games lately, have battle passes that you can pay for and stuff like that. Like that, I guarantee you, there are people at the top, like CEOs, stuff like that. They want to do this no matter what, for sure, right? Don't get me wrong, but I guarantee you, the people who actually create the games, the creative minds behind these games, don't want to be doing that stuff. They don't have a choice.
Yeah, they don't have a choice.
I think that's why, as much, I will always give this $80 game shit. Like you kind of have to, right? But at the same time, I don't want to be, and I don't want to be the person that's saying it is what it is. We have to accept it. There are ways around it. Like, be more mindful with your money. Don't go out and buy the game day one. You don't have to do that unless you fully trust that company to give you a good experience. Do not buy games day one. Wait for sales. Do what you have to do. This is where we are right now.
That's it.
Things could spike also. Like it could get even worse.
That's a double-edged sword too.
Exactly. Like it's not a good decision. But Proffitt, tell the people why that also isn't great for games.
So if you don't buy I've experienced this in like numerous times in previous company I worked at. People don't buy the game, contracts get canceled, people get laid off, and because the game didn't make any money. They're always looking for a return on investment. So yeah, you can not buy the game, but it hurts the developers. There has to be a happy medium somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
If you're excited for the game, go ahead and buy it, right? If you're the wait and see type, wait and see. But all I'm gonna say is like, I know a lot of people now are like, oh, this game isn't worth this game isn't worth that, and they play 10,000 hours of it, right?
Yeah, those crazy people.
And then those same people will wonder why the game failed, or the game, the studio closed up shop. Well, not enough people bought the game, so yeah, it's a real double-edged sword.
But people have to be smart with their money. Like they're I feel like low key, if we're gonna be completely honest, like even us doing things at like 69, I mean it's not that much of a difference. Even us all buying things immediately at 69, it wasn't, probably wasn't smart. You know what I mean? Everyone should definitely, no one has an infinite amount of money for whatever hobby they have, right? And I saw videos of saying, people were saying that gaming is now like a luxury hobby, and I hate to break the news to you. It's been a luxury hobby for over a decade.
Yeah, it's been there. Especially if you look at the prices, like, you don't look at it as like $20 is $20 now, right? You look at the prices of games in the past, they cost a lot.
Variable pricing.
Yeah, like they cost a lot more in comparison to, now based on inflation and stuff like that. Like literally that $80 going up to $80 is them actually trying to catch up. But here's the other part too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Companies need to not be trying to make these like billion-dollar games, right? Like we're seeing more and more now small studios like, just recently Expedition 30.
Mm-hmm.
That game is selling like gangbusters. It's getting all the highest reviews and stuff like that. It was only like 30 people. And then like, contractors. So a squad of 30 main people and contractors doing a turn-based RPG better than like a lot of other companies, like these high-powered billion-dollar companies out there.
Mm-hmm.
So I think like the other thing is like companies need to sit back. They need to look. They need to like invest in making some smaller games with a lot smaller budgets, right? As much as people want to like talk shit about Nintendo and things like that, that's what Nintendo does, and that's why they're always making a profit off of like all their games.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, you have Sony making Spider-Man 2 and almost saying it's a failure. Final Fantasy 16, fantastic game. A lot of people bought it, but it didn't meet sales expectation. That was considered a failure, even though it sold like what, 6-7 million copies.
Mm-hmm.
And what planet is 6 and 7 million copies a failure? But their budget was so high that is, financially it's considered a failure.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the other thing too is just these companies need to like take a look and scale back and start making, doing smaller projects, making smaller games. Smaller games doesn't mean the game is shit. It just, you have a better focus on what you're doing and just you have more focus on making something great versus, making an Assassin's Creed Valhalla or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just bloated.
Bloated live service games are going to be a problem because they put so much money into all these live service games, expecting you to pay more than box if they charge you for it. And like a lot of things that the bigger game companies focus on are the problem.
Yeah.
You did Expedition 33. Baldur's Gate 3 is another really good example. Like that was fucking game of the year last year for a lot of people. Like though as much as that's also a big experience, people wanted that, right? And it worked out well for Larian.
Yeah, they have enough money to make their next like 3 or 4 games.
Yeah, like Proffitt said, you need like smaller experiences. You don't need to do these multi-billion-dollar games. Like you don't need to do those right now. Like fucking a bunch of people still play fucking Minecraft, right? Yeah, there are a lot of like, and I guess Minecraft really isn't a small game anymore either at this point, but there are a lot there are a lot of experiences that people would prefer over getting like something that's live service, getting like a single player game that's worth $1 billion to create. But that also has to do with people who are creative to make those games. And because of all the layoffs, a lot of the creative minds are not in studios anymore.
No. They're not in studios, and like a lot of them are, banding together and making their own companies now.
Mm-hmm.
So the big studios I'm kind of like weary of, right? Any of the games coming out, minus like Rockstar, because for whatever reason they can pull it out. I don't know how they do it. I don't know how many of them sold their soul to the devil. I don't know, but they'll put it out. But some of these other companies, man, like that had these massive layoffs and they have games coming out this year. I would side eye like 90% of those games,
Mm-hmm.
because they laid off all those developers, man. You can't get that experience, time, creativeness back. So, yeah, man, like it's not a good look.
No, that's why I know a lot of people aren't really going to think about the site that we're talking about when it comes to $80 games, right? Because like it's not. We are talking more of a, not only in the middle, but being impacted by things that are happening in the games industry, right? Like there are, we can't say everything,
Yeah,
but like trust me, we are in buildings, we're in rooms with people, and we see what people are saying. We see the moves that are being made. We see what's happening, right? So as much as we can't just say, this is it, this is what you have to do, this is what you can't do, just know that a lot of these AAA games that are coming out over the next year, like Proffitt said, be wary. Because a lot of the people who made the systems that you probably enjoy from older games, a lot of the minds who have created a lot of the experiences, hell, even a lot of the people who wrote the stories that you might enjoy in games aren't in those companies anymore. Those are the people that are getting laid off. The creatives, the ones who want to drive things forward, those are the ones who are leaving companies. So it's just like Proffitt said, be wary of these games coming out. Make sure you find a credible source that will do reviews. Make sure you watch gameplay videos. Make sure you really do your due diligence going forward with these games. Because trust me, there's going to be a lot more beginning Cyberpunk 2077s than there are Exposition 30s and Baldur's Gate 3s in the next couple years.
oh yeah, no, for sure. But on the flip side, look forward to games coming out in the next couple years, because you know why? Those creative minds that were laid off and things like that, they've made their company and they're bringing out that first game. And a lot of those games are going to be, in my opinion, my eyes, they're probably going to be magic. As long as they don't go down the route of going, hey, we have to make a games as a service too. And then they just usually fall flat on their fucking face, right? It's just like it's an instant death at that point.
We're saying, don't trust EA, trust Larian, is what we're saying.
Yeah. Just for games that you're excited for, just look out. And actually, lately, Korean and Chinese companies they're making some games, man.
Just game tariffs, though. So
Yeah.
have fun getting those. You think $80 is bad? Some of those games might be $130.
Yeah, the next Stellar Blade might be like $120.
Yeah. We said GTA was going to be $120, but they waited. I guess we're going to get to that pretty soon, but they waited a year. That GTA 6 is going to be like $500 probably. And y'all going to buy it because it's GTA, but what do I know?
The only game they buy for the next 5 years, but yes.
I mean, that's what they do, right? Like some of, and I'm not throwing shade at those gamers, but some of you only do GTA, FIFA, or FC. It's not FIFA anymore.
Yeah.
Madden, and 2K. And if that's the type of game you are, go for it. I'm happy for you. But yeah, you guys are gonna buy that game and you're gonna enjoy it, and that's gonna be great. Have fun spending $1 million and giving Rockstar more money. When low key they, no, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that.
Don't do it.
No, I'm not gonna say it. I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm leaving it alone. Just enjoy GTA.
Yeah. But what you can do Get yourself a nice action RPG. Sit down with that and play that forever. That's all you gotta do.
Listen, all you gotta do right now, all you gotta do if you want to play a game, invest in Monster Hunter right now.
Invest in Monster Hunter. Invest in some like Lost Epoch. Lost Epoch has just set you back $30, and it kind of goes with what I was saying. Smaller company doing big things and like stuff better than the bigger companies.
And that company was literally people who liked ARPGs, who were like, why are we not getting the things that we like? Let's just make a game together, and they did.
Yeah, they did, and they are currently, in my opinion, their game is on par or better than the two big ones right now, which is PoE 2, Diablo 4.
I mean, PoE 2 has its own problems right now. Like, there is a lot going on over there.
Yeah. PoE 2, you look at a PoE 2 forum, and then you look at a Tekken 8 forum. Lord of mercy, man.
Well, Tekken 8 completely fucked up, bro. Like they literally lied to their players. Trust me, I know. I played season 2 like a fucking idiot. They literally, Harada was saying, "Oh yeah, we want this to be more defensive minded. We want to make sure that I didn't say this part, but we want to make sure the brain dead isn't as brain dead anymore." And then we get the patch, and it's a 180. It's a complete lie. Like fucking Jack 8 can do like that little the elbow spam, and it's like plus a billion. Not a plus a billion. That's not, but it's safe, and you can't do anything to it. Yeah. Sidestepping is almost impossible because everything tracks now. Like there's a lot of bad shit in Tekken 8. To the point where they need emergency patches, and those aren't even working because they're breaking things. Like Tekken 8 flat out lied.
You want a fun fighting game though?
Battle on the Grid?
My God, man.
I'm sorry. What were you actually gonna say?
No. Hold on. Hold on. Fuck that shitty game. That 3-button piece of shit. No, get that garbage out of your Battle for the Grid.
But Proffitt, smaller company doing big things, right? You just said it.
Hey. They can also take big shits too. And that game is a piece of fucking garbage.
What game were you actually gonna say?
City of Wolves.
I need to buy Garo.
You want to play a fighting game that goes against the grain and is nice and pretty much I don't know, man. It's like it feels. We said throwback the other day. It feels like a throwback.
I was watching Triple KO, and they were talking about Garo, right?
Yeah.
And they were saying that I think Maximilian said like this is a fighting game for like framed data nerds, and I was like, shit, I'm in. They made a game for me finally.
Actually, most SNK games are like that.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, like
that's true
because you have to be damn near perfect to do all their shit, right? So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would say play that. That's a lot of fun.
I had to buy. I think I was worried about Ronaldo and Salvatore, whatever his name is. Once they were put in there, I was like, oh no, this might be a problem. And then I haven't seen any. I haven't really looked for any gameplay or anything like that. I might watch Tampa Never Sleeps later tonight to like watch the tournament. 'Cause I know they have the tournaments up all the time. I might see what the game's about.
I watched Reynald and Justin Wong do a big ass long set.
Ooh, okay.
And that shit was fun to watch, man. Like, but it's funny. The funny thing about it is Street Fighter players, because we play different. If somebody's in the corner, oh my God, it is a complete nightmare for somebody that's like mainly plays SNK games, because we do shit that they don't expect.
Because in corners, Street Fighter is belligerent. You put someone in a corner, they're going to die. That's what we make them do. So now I really want to play that game.
And Justin Wong was doing it, and when he got him in the corner, it was nasty, man. Like, because he was playing one of Kim Kapwan's sons, the one that has the lightning. I think it's Kim Dong-won. But yeah, that's who he was using, and then Reynolds was, of course, using Kevin Ryan, who hits like a goddamn truck. Want a bruiser? That's a bruiser.
So then I found my character.
Well, of course, because he got trained by Ralph and Clark.
Yeah, I had to catch up. I had to look into this.
Yeah, man, look into it.
Where do we want to go next?
Let's see. We were talking about small developers making great games.
Mm-hmm.
You just played with a great game by a small developer.
I did.
So let's talk about it. Let's talk about South of Midnight.
Hell yeah, man. I'm gonna try not to like gush or go super crazy for this, but that game was really good. Like I think I don't know if I can say it's my favorite game of the year. I'm not sure, but I feel like by the end of the year it's gonna be my game of the year contenders for sure. I just really enjoyed that game, from the characters, from the story, from the themes and everything. It was just an amazing game to play for me, and it was like really short. Like I played, it was like I think I was like on the longer end. I played like almost 10 hours because I was running around trying to like get some extra stuff and stuff like that. And I usually don't even play those kind of, like we've talked about this before, Profit. I'm really not like that kind of adventure type of gamer. Like I don't really play like the Jack and Daxters or the Crash Bandicoots. I'm old as shit. I can't even put like a reference to something recent that's like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my god. But showing my age. Like I'm not really a big fan of those games. Like I'll play them. South of Midnight changed my perspective on that, I think. I'm gonna give those games a lot more of a chance. Ratchet and Clank, that one came out a few years ago. That's something, I guess.
Look,
I'll take that.
look, I'm just gonna tell you this.
Uh-huh.
About Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart.
Mm-hmm.
That game's fucking incredible.
Yeah, I
You
need
should
to play it.
totally play it.
I need to play it. But South of Midnight gave me that perspective. I'm gonna start playing those kind of games.
Nice, nice. Yeah, I can't wait to play it. Because isn't it in New Orleans?
Yeah. Set in the bayou.
It's in the bayou. Yeah, that's very neat, man. And also the mythology that they go through too. I think that's really cool because it's a mythology that's not really explored.
Nah, it's down south mythology, right? Like you really don't get a lot of those things unless you're like in the south or you're like in the know. Like a lot of those stories you're not gonna get, and it's some of them were like stories I heard as like a kid too. Like some of them are also made up. I'll just say that right now. Some of them are just made up for the game,
Yeah.
right? But some of the stories that you hear are just, they remind me of like childhood stories that I was hearing when I was a kid in New Orleans. You know what I mean? So like, I don't even want to spoil the game. I don't want to even talk about like what was happening in the game because I know it's been a while, but I want everyone to go through and experience the game because the themes that the game that the game sets up, the message that the game kind of gives you, it's better to experience than to be told about.
Right, right.
But I can say wholeheartedly, more than likely by the end of the year, it's gonna be a game of the year contender, and I feel like anyone who played it might be in that same boat. Maybe some people will be like little under, like it'll be right around there, but it's for sure more than likely going to be like a top 10 game this year if you really sat down and played it.
Right, right. I think that's good. And plus, you said it was around 10 hours or so.
Yes, not long at all.
So, that's enough to get a great experience. I think it's only like $40.
Yeah, I think it is. I paid 50 because I put my money where my mouth is. I said I was going to support that game. I didn't even bother trying to get on Game Pass. I bought the game and I bought the soundtrack, and I'm actually happy that I did.
Yeah.
And I got to play it 3 days early, which I didn't even do that. I think I started playing it like 2 weeks ago, so I didn't even have to pay that because you got like 3-day early access, and I didn't even get it. But it is what it is.
Yeah. Apparently, like a lot of people played it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think they said it was over. No, that's so Expedition 33. It was over 3 or 4 million people played the game.
Mm-hmm.
I think South of Midnight was around 1 to 2 million mark.
Yeah, or I think they said like last week they passed 1 million.
Yeah, so that's fantastic, especially for a small game.
The game is great and the game is worth it. Like I said, the message is really great. The characters are fantastic. Like I said, I don't want to talk too much about the actual like plot of the game because I definitely want people to experience that. But like there are like a lot of good themes of like grief, guilt, loss, and they do a really good job of portraying those with some of the characters that you get. Also, like a lot of the game, it takes like a lot of buttons for me, and plus the fact that it was only like 10 hours, and you could probably beat it in like 8, but I was like running around doing whatever. But it's short, it's sweet, the characters are great. Like I can't, people are like weird about the combat, but if you like combat in like Ratchet and Clank, the combat's around the same here. You know what I mean? So people got weird about that. They tried to like nitpick that, but combat can get as deep as you want it to be. Like overall, like I said, the game is probably going to be, for me personally, it's probably going to be a top 5 game of the year. It for sure. I don't think there's going to be another game that beats the soundtrack, because that soundtrack was like basically like made with like me in mind. I think characters are great. Like everything about the game is top notch. I can't wait to see what that studio does next.
Yeah, I think that's going to be really neat. Again, just saying, it's studios like that you got to watch, because they're going to come out with the good stuff, right? And I think because I think they're a Microsoft-owned studio too.
Yeah, Microsoft bought them while they were creating the game, so it helped out.
So I think, because I think now Microsoft is going to be trying to do a variation of types of games.
Mm-hmm.
I think they found as far as that company goes, I think they found the niche for that company to do. Like smaller games, that could come out on multiple consoles.
Yeah, easy action adventure. Yeah, it's great.
I don't see it staying on Xbox. I see it's going to go to PlayStation. It's going to go to Switch too.
I feel like it has to. Like I feel bad for the people who only have like a PlayStation or only have a Switch and they can't enjoy the game. It's good. It's very good.
Good stuff.
But that's all I can say without like gushing or giving spoilers, because like I said, for people to play the game, I want them to play the game and have their own experience and like really sit down and play it. But it is well worth your time if you're willing to sit down. It's well worth your time. I don't think anyone will regret playing the game.
Yeah, that's good.
I think we can move on to our next subject. We don't have many more left.
Well, hold on. Got one more.
Mm-hmm.
So the game I've been playing.
Oh yes.
Is the First Berserker Kazan.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys might have saw, me on Blue Sky say, I'll put the game down for a little bit and, not play it for a while. Yeah, that lasted all but like a day, because I ain't no damn quitter. So after deleting it, I completely reinstalled it, got back in the game, and then proceeded to kill like 4 bosses in a row. I guess I just needed a break from the game for like a day or something like that. But the game is hard as shit. It is hard. It's rewarding, because like every time you beat a boss, you're like, yes, finally, I killed that son of a bitch. Yes. But whew, man, oh man, it is hard. And they skill check you more than I think this game skill checks you more than any Souls game. To me, like, there's some people that are like, oh, this is like the easiest Souls game. They're full of shit. They're liars. This game is hard as hell, man. Like, I'm playing on normal. Not playing on easy. I'm playing on normal, and it's pretty goddamn hard. But I got to a point now where I can make my own gear. I can also. So here's the part that will probably get you after you get to being able to go on your gear and like switch up stats. So you can for instance, like I'm using the great sword. I probably made it hard on myself because I'm using a great sword, but I don't care. I want my big ass sword to hit people with. So I started investing in stamina recovery. So I go on my thing, on my attributes, and I'm like, okay, I want stamina recovery on my sword. I want it on my, all my armor. And so I start rolling to get those stats on my armor. And then you can combine armors. So say you roll the perfect roll on your gear, and all you really want to do is just increase the level, so it increases the defense level. You can do that. So I finally got to that point where I can do that, and every time like one of these little things pops up, the game completely changes. It's pretty cool.
So you can min-max.
You can, but to get to that point is hard as hell. But you can min-max, yes. Because they have gear sets. Yeah, they have gear sets. You can mismatch gear if you want to. They have this other thing called there's like these helmets called jars that make it to where you wear one of the jars on your head, and then it's like, it makes it to where one less. It takes like one less to activate the armor ability, the set ability.
Uh-huh.
Because you have like 5 or 6 set abilities, right? for like 2 pieces, 3 pieces, 4 pieces, and so on, right? So you can wear that helmet to have one less, and then you can put a different piece of armor in that spot, or just use something different. It's really cool, really fun, but man, that game is hard and sometimes infuriating at some points.
So typical Souls like. So what would you, if you had to compare it to a Souls like, if it even is like another one, what Souls like would you compare it to?
Oh, it's like the Nioh games.
Okay.
It's like Wolong. Well, not really. It kind of is and not really. So think of it like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have the options of, so you have all the parry options and stuff from Wolong, and you also got the perfect dodge mechanic too. So you can perfect parry, perfect dodge stuff. And then there's also a reflect mechanic, which I hardly ever use because I can't land that shit. It's hard as hell to land. So I'm like, all right. But they also have like a counter strike too, like a counter, it'll show like a death symbol on you. And when they attack you, you have to hit it at the right point and do a counter. And they lose all their stamina when you do it, right? Mm-hmm. So there's that too. You have a bunch of defensive options. So like take the Wolongs and the Niohs and stuff like that, add all those defensive options, and then at the same time speed it up.
Okay.
Everything is fast. Like you're fast, they're fast. So just as you imagine, you can die really fast, or they can die really fast.
Okay, that sounds interesting. Like last time we talked about, I think funny enough, on the last command grab we also talked about First Berserker, and I downloaded the demo at that point. And I forget why I didn't play it. I forgot what stopped me from playing it, but I really need to sit down and give that game a shot, especially while I'm like in between games, because right now I'm playing like fucking. I was talking about those gamers earlier. I'm playing UFC 5. I just got NBA 2K24 for $10, the Kobe edition. I'm playing Madden a little bit, so I'm like kind of in between things right now. So I definitely need like I don't want to say actual game because that would be messed up to the other games, but I need something to really sink my teeth into, and I think that's going to be the game. First Berserker.
Those games are filler games, right? Like,
pretty much.
But on the note of UFC 5, I picked it up the other day, probably like a couple months ago. At Walmart, and they had it marked down on clearance for like $15.
Yeah, understandable.
That's when I picked it up. Oh, okay, I'll pick it up because like at GameStop it was still like 60. 60 at GameStop. I go to Walmart is 15. I'm like, oh, all right, can't pass that up.
I mean, we're not gonna talk about UFC too much because it's a UFC game. Like, you kind of know what to expect. It's UFC 4 with a couple more knockout animations, to be honest. And I guess a quote unquote better ground system, but it's really not better. It's about the same.
It's about the same. Yeah, I thought so.
But First Berserker though, so you put it down. You picked it up a day later. How far would you say you're in the game now?
Shit, let's see. I think I'm about half.
Okay.
Halfway. Because I just beat a boss today, his weapon was badass. I love how they made that weapon. Think of it like this. Think of it as like, it's a crossbow, right? But it has like 50 it's a crossbow that has like 10 crossbows wrapped around it.
Oh, shit.
And all the crossbows that are wrapped around it have like an edge on it. So he can use it as a mace and hit you with it, or he can use it as a crossbow and like start shooting, but it also has a flamethrower on it. Yeah, just like crazy shit like that.
Okay. Yeah, I really, like I said this last time, but I mean it this time because now I don't have anything else to distract me. I need to sit down and I need to play that, at least the demo, to like give it a shot.
Demo will let you know let you know if you like it or not, because it's literally like the first part of the game. Like the first, I would say like hour and a half.
Well, you already told me it's like Faster Nioh, and we've talked about it before. Nioh is my favorite type of Souls game. Like I love Nioh more than honestly like any other Souls like that I've played. So I'll take it. Like that's a win for me.
Yeah. It's really fun. It's more. I will say though, it is more challenging than like any of the Nioh games and things like that.
Okay.
Like even like to the point where I'm like, it's more challenging than Wolong. And Wolong is hard as shit. It is also actually Wolong's not so hard after you get to a certain after you get it. Once you get it, it's like okay, it's like a Neo game now, and you can just blow people up and run through. But Kazan is like you amp that shit up to like 10.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look at Wulong. That one kind of scares me though, because I never got to a point where I like got Wulong. I forget where I got stuck. I think it was like a we were in the quarry, like super early in the game. I think it's like, if you want to talk about levels, I think it's like the second level. When you're in the quarry and you have to like climb up it or whatever. I think very early in the game.
Did you fight the guy that like changes forms?
Yes, and that's the last guy that I fought because I did not.
Okay.
I beat him.
Okay. Yeah, like here's the messed up thing. Once you find out that you don't have to fully kill the second form, and all you have to do is like parry him, like I think you have to parry him 4 times. And there's a distance where you have to walk. If you walk a certain distance, he'll throw out a move, and then you could just parry it because it's slow as shit. And once you parry it, and he goes down, and you do your critical attack thing, I think you have to do it like twice, and then that's the end of the fight.
So I don't really have to fight him.
You fight the first form for sure. You have to legit fight the first, where he doesn't turn into the demon. But when he turns into the demon, you don't have to fight the demon that long. Like it's literally like parry, and then attack him a few times, and then you get the power up, and then you all Super Saiyan, and then you just kill him.
God bless.
Like, once you hit the button, it's over.
God bless. I'm not gonna go back to it yet, but I will.
At that point, the game gets easy until you face the biggest asshole in like most Chinese mythos games, Lubu.
So I was right there.
You were there.
Shit. I'm gonna sit down and play that game eventually. That's very low on the list right now. There are other games I want to play, but now that I know that, I'm gonna remember that so I can just hop on, beat that boss, like get refamiliarized with the game, beat the boss, and then move on.
Yeah, like Lubu is where I am right now. That's where I'm at. Like, oh god, he's a monster.
Oh god, yeah, no, I'm gonna wait on that. I think my next game I'm gonna play First Berserker. I'm gonna play that demo to get a good feel, and then probably that will more than likely be my next game because I'm not done with Monster Hunter. I need to fight our separate Dao. I haven't done that yet. It's been out for a week. I'll do that soon. Already beat South of Midnight. Down my filler games. Yeah, First Berserker would probably be next.
Yeah, for sure. Try it out, man. Like, it's a fun game. I might have made it sound like ridiculous, like super ungodly hard and stuff like that, because I'm just gonna say it's hard. It's a hard game, but it's one of those ones that doesn't punish you for trying to learn the boss.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Because yes, you die, but you don't lose all your shit inside the boss room, or you get killed again. Right? It throws you out. Like you die, you go out. There's always a checkpoint literally in front of the boss room that you can always go back to, no matter what. So if you went to a different stage to go fight a different boss and then come back to, and then you're like, okay, I want to fight this boss again, you could go back to that checkpoint in front of the boss room and go and fight him again. And you could just keep fighting him if you want, because depending on how far down you get the boss, you get experience for it. So it kicks you out, gives you experience. And then eventually you can, if it's a level thing, you get enough level to be able to get past them. Or, if it's more of a thing of you learning the pattern and stuff like that, you could just keep trying. There's no penalty for keep trying. To fight the boss.
Okay. Yeah, by default, that's a win for me. Because the main thing I don't like about Souls games is you're trying something different and you get punished. So you're kind of stuck in a build, even if you don't want to be there, unless you have to, at least for me, because I don't know how true this is. This definitely could be wrong, but you have to go spend a lot of time to like fix that build if you want to change it and stuff like that. Sometimes, at least for me, and I don't really know how to do it often. That's probably why it takes so long for me to do it, and then I get frustrated and stuck, and I just kind of stop. So as long as I don't get like fully punished for trying things, I'll for sure play the game. That's why I like Nioh so much. As much as Nioh does kind of punish you a little bit, it's not like soul crushing.
Yeah. Well, the thing that Nioh, and actually my other favorite of, the Nioh type Souls games, and, I don't give a fuck what anybody says, but Stranger in Paradise is the shit.
I've seen people still, that game has like a lot of legs. I see people still playing it now.
Dude, it is, look, if you like Nioh type games, you for sure like them. You will like Stranger in Paradise. It is is the culmination of like Nioh 1, Nioh 2, and like anything in between. Like, it is a culmination of all those games put into one, but it's, it has a Final Fantasy job system where you can min-max the jobs and things like that, and have like different ways to attack stuff. It has tons of gear. You can min-max in that too, like crazy. Is probably in terms of fun, it is probably the funnest of the Neo style Souls type games.
Mm-hmm.
Just in my opinion.
All right, I'm gonna have to give that a shot. Like I have like a little running list now, not to add more things to my backlog, but I was sitting here saying, oh, I could play First Berserker next. There's definitely I definitely just bought what games did I just buy for that sale that we talked about like a month ago? Mm-hmm. I rebought all the Yakuza series on PC. I bought something else recently also.
Yeah.
Those games are, it's back burner. They're already bought. They're there. I can play them whenever. First Berserker though.
Come on.
It's new and shiny.
Join the club. Come on, join it.
I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna play the demo sometime this week, just to give get an idea, and I'll probably let you know if I am gonna be playing it or not, like in like a couple days probably.
Yeah. And the last thing about First Berserker is anime as fuck.
Oh, I can see it. It's fucking DNF, bro. Yeah, anime is shit.
It is anime as fuck. It is a anime vengeance story. Pluck an anime vengeance story and then plop it in this game. That's the story of this game, and it is violent as shit.
Yeah,
that's the game.
I think that's a win. I think that's really good.
Oh, that's a dub.
Yeah.
I ain't complaining. People are like, oh, the story's too simple. I'm not. Look, I am not playing a lot of. Actually, this goes to another issue. Just with probably like well, not gamers, but just the way people talk about stuff in general.
Mm-hmm.
They're expecting this epic, ungodly story.
Yeah.
Every time they play a game, right? Just like anime not being able to do what Demon Slayer does every week and make these movie quality fucking, animes.
Mm-hmm.
Games do not have to have this ungodly Hollywood epic story. They just don't.
No, not at all. That's part of this culture, right? You brought up anime. Anime is a perfect example, right? It's either everything either has to be a 10 out of 10, perfect, no notes. People like to use Attack on Titan, so I'll just say Attack on Titan since we're talking about anime as an example. It have to be 10 out of 10, no notes, really like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood type of thing, or it's trash. There's apparently to a lot of people there's no in between. And Proffitt, like you were saying, if you don't have that in between, you miss out on a lot of really fun stuff. Not everything has to be like an epic adventure where you're going on a long trip. Not everything has to be One Piece.
No, not at all.
Sometimes you need what's a good example? Sometimes you need I have been reincarnated into a vending machine type of thing every once in a while.
Hey. That's my shit right there. My favorite kind of trash anime.
But you need those kind of things, right? You're not gonna if you're only watching Dragon Ball Z, Attack on Titan. If you're only playing, I don't know what's a good example. If you're only playing GTA 5, if you're only playing games like South of Midnight, you're gonna miss out on a lot of just fun adventure stuff. You know what I mean? Not everything has to have a sublime message, or not everything has to be super hardcore edgelord type shit. Sometimes you want to Stardew Valley. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I don't have to contemplate the meaning of life every time I beat a game.
No, God, you know how depressed you would be?
It's why am I here? Man, that game made me think about that. Why am I here? No, I don't need that. No. Sometimes I just need something that's fun.
Exactly. Do you think I want 10 South of Midnights? No. No, fuck no.
No. Do you think I need the ending of Like a Dragon?
God, no.
On every game? No, I'd be destroyed.
That's bad for your mental health. You would be depressed.
You'd just be depressed. It's just. By the way, guys, that was a fantastic ending.
Yeah.
It is a fantastic ending. But no, you'd be a fucking wreck.
Every time.
Every time. So, I don't need this grand epic story every time I play a game. I get that there's some out there. If you really want that, I have a game series for you, the Legends of Heroes series, which, you start from Trails from the Sky all the way to Trails of. Wait, hold on. I have the game right here. What'd you do? Trails into Reverie. So, if you don't know, the Trails series, just like the Yakuza series, is just one giant connected story. The only difference is it is a giant JRPG. All of them are JRPGs. So, start from Trails from the Sky and then go from every story there. If you want a grand, epic, One Piece style adventure, that's what you play.
You can't do that shit all the time.
No, you can't.
Sometimes just enjoy that. Sometimes just sit down. You don't need giant stories all the time. They are definitely fun, right?
Yeah.
They're great games, great experiences, but you don't need them 24/7.
Yeah, like I don't mind. Well, here's the thing: I don't mind an 80-hour game, right? I don't mind one every now and then. But after that 80-hour game, I need to play like a 15-hour, a 10-hour, a fighting game, something.
Yeah, don't
completely different.
Don't do what I did last year in January, where I played like 4 JRPGs or long games back to back to back. Don't do that.
Yeah, don't do it. Burn yourself out.
Burn yourself out. Yeah. As much as those games were great, I love Persona 3. I love Infinite Wealth. I really enjoyed Final Fantasy 7. I definitely should have. I could have played those games for the whole year.
Yeah.
But I did not.
I still have to play Rebirth. That's how far behind I am.
I mean, Part 3 ain't coming out for like another 10 years anyway. You don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, we're good.
Shit, with the tariffs, we might not even get the Part 3. It might not even come out until like 2040. Because if it comes out anytime soon, it's going to be $150. So.
Oh, God.
Yeah. All right, we don't have a lot of stuff left, but where do you want to go next?
Let's see. I'm going to let you choose, man.
I want to save your story for the main event because I feel like that's going to be amazing.
Man.
So we have to talk about the big news that everyone was very upset about. Not even the reason why we decided to have a command grab, but it ended up working out for us for once. So that's nice.
What was that?
GTA 6. We kind of touched on it a little bit. They were playing around all year, saying like, "Oh yeah, we'll give you a release date when we're ready. We'll give you a release date doing this, that, and the third. We're trying to build anticipation." And they did all that lying through their teeth just to tell you that the game was coming out in May of 2026.
There's no way it was coming out on time, man.
No, there's no way. 12 years, and the internet proceeded to lose their minds.
As usual.
I knew like once the delay happened, and I think even internally people were like, "Yeah, bro, I don't know why they said 2025." Even when it was announced, people were like, "I don't know why they said that. That's not gonna happen." Yeah. Shit, it's very possible 2026 doesn't happen. But yeah, that is where we are right now. It's gonna be coming out. I believe I forget the date, but it's like May 2026. So we still have a whole year before the release date.
Yeah, you know what? They need to take all the time they're going to need because that game is massive. It is massive. I don't even know what's in the game, but I know it's massive. Right? They're building off the bones of like Red Dead 2 and GTA 5.
Mm-hmm.
So it's massive. It's huge. It is a big ass game. There's no way they were going to be able to get that done in like what, 2 years?
No. They said that they've quote unquote, and Profit, you know how companies do. But they've been saying that they've been working on this game for 12 years. Realistically, has it been 12 years? More than likely not. Like they might have been doing concepts 12 years ago, but realistically, like the actual work being done for the game probably wasn't happening.
Wait, hold on. When did GTA 5 come out?
Profit. Do you which time?
It was on PS3. So
yeah, which time?
Hold on. The first time. So the first time was on PS3.
The initial release date was September 17th, 2013.
2013. No, I can believe they worked on it for 12 years.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I can believe it. Because it's 2025 now, right?
Yeah.
So they probably wrapped up production on GTA 5. And then they were like, oh, we're going to throw this online thing out there. They probably were not originally intending to do as much as they're doing now with the online in the beginning. So they probably started work on it like when they shipped it.
Mm-hmm.
or they had a team. They had two teams, right? The team dedicated for working on the live part of the game, which was, getting the patches out, fixing bugs, all that good shit, right? And they broke off a whole subset of a team to start working on GTA 6.
That's possible.
So I can believe it. I can believe it.
I don't think anyone expected GTA 5 to like sell gangbusters like it did for the online. Like people still religiously play the online and still do heists to this day.
Yeah, yeah. And they're still bringing out stuff for it. Like, it's insane what they're doing in that game.
Well, yeah, because people are paying for it.
It became its own game, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And that's probably what halted GTA 6. Because, to be honest, GTA 6 probably could have came out at the beginning of the PS5 era. But, not GTA 5, GTA 6. Could have came out at the beginning of the PS5 era.
Mm-hmm.
But, because GTA 5 was doing so good on... They're making so much money off of that. And then they put out Red Dead. They're making so much money off of that. So they're like, shit, we'll just take our time. We'll announce it when it's ready.
Mm-hmm.
When we're ready to put something new out there and make more money. So, yeah, I can believe it.
Okay. Well, you got to wait a year for it. Allegedly. We don't even know if it's going to come out next year. We really don't know.
Yeah, we really don't know.
But right now, the release date is... what is it? May 26th, 2026. Currently.
Oh, they even gave it a date.
They gave it a date, yeah.
Oh, that was a mistake.
Yeah. Do you think it's gonna hit it?
No.
I don't think so either.
No. I would take that bet that it doesn't hit that date.
I'm guessing if it does come out next year, it's probably gonna be like late fall, early winter. If it even comes out next year at all.
I think they're about 2 months off.
So you're thinking like around July?
Yeah.
Summer?
July. Yeah.
I mean, it's possible. I mean, people were complaining, right? But you know what's gonna happen when GTA 6 comes out. They're gonna buy it.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna have a problem too.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna have the cyberpunk problem, right? So I think it is a good thing that they pushed it back, because if they came out and had like any problems like Cyberpunk did, that would have been a whole fiasco, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So them pushing it back, making it, probably further polishing the game. The problem is you can't quell people's expectations. The longer you push it back, the higher the expectations get.
I mean, no matter what, it's GTA 6. So no matter what they would have done, expectations are going to be high. Especially considering like people were playing, like literally GTA 6 came out. That was literally my first year in the industry. Literally.
Yeah, GTA 5 came out?
Yeah, the year GTA 5 came out. I've been doing video game stuff for what? That was September? 5 months.
Oof, man.
Yeah.
Only 5 shit.
And I'm old as shit now, bro.
Oh, that makes me a fucking dinosaur. I was, let's see. So you said 2013. I started in the game industry in, what was it, 2007?
Let's see. So if you want to go by GTA scale, then what came out 2007? I don't think a game came out in 2007. But the closest you wait. Oh yeah, GTA 4 came out a year later.
Yeah.
That's not bad. I mean,
Right.
between 4 and 5, you know what I mean?
But I came out. I got in the game industry around GTA 4.
Yeah.
Well, like a year before it, right?
Mm-hmm.
360 era is what I got when I came in.
Mm-hmm.
The game industry. So
Was it
ancient?
Was it 20? Yeah, it was 2013. Yeah, it was 2013. But yeah, yeah. So people are gonna wait, and we already know how it's gonna go. People are gonna complain like they always do, but when the game comes out, they're gonna buy it. So we're just in a situation where everyone's just gonna be really loud and upset that it got delayed, without really fully understanding that it's probably for the best that it did get delayed. And they didn't try to put like an arbitrary like end of year 2025 date out. They put it out for a year. So they have a year of polish, a year of just making sure the game's going to be in a good place, and a year to make sure that they have that microtransaction set up on point, so they can get even more of your money after you spend $130 on the base game.
That's what they're working on.
Yep.
They're working on all that network shit.
They need to, because you see how GTA 5 has expanded. People have servers for GTA 5 roleplay, bro. Like they have gone crazy with GTA 5.
Yeah, yeah.
It has to be this. It has to be that. It can't be like how people went from GTA 5 to Red Dead 2, and as fun as Red Dead 2's multiplayer wasn't GTA 5. So it didn't hold people like it did, even though it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Oh, fun and chaos at the same time, but they're both chaos.
Yep.
It's complete anarchy. You step outside of your hotel, boom, you're dead.
But yeah, man, that's where that is. There's really not a lot more information that we can say. But again, Proffitt and I, we can tell you, it's for the best. Because you want those microtransactions to work, right? Y'all want to be able to buy your flying cars, stuff like that day one, right? Instead of having to wait, there you go.
Shit, you're still gonna wait.
You're not going to have a choice. They're probably not going to put those flying cars out day one anyway. And you have to wait for that PC release.
Yeah. Well, as long as I can get my bulletproof Kuruma again, I'll be good to go.
That might be day one.
Day one.
I wonder, what would be really interesting if they did?
What's up?
I don't know. I don't think they're going to do this because it's Rockstar and they're very lazy. But I can say that because, I worked at a studio that did Rockstar stuff. I probably shouldn't have said that. Whatever. What they're going to be doing, I lost my train of thought now. What they're going to be doing is, it's gone. Oh, no. What would be really interesting is if they found a way to, like, bring a lot of the stuff that you have in GTA 5 over to GTA 6.
That'd be interesting, like how Call of Duty.
Yeah, how you can, like, kind of go from, like, well, it was like Modern Warfare 2 to Modern Warfare 3. You can bring your guns and stuff like that over.
Yeah, you can bring all your skins over and stuff like that, and then Modern Warfare Warzone.
Mm-hmm.
You can bring your skins from there into basically any of the Call of Duties.
Yeah.
So
it'd be interesting if they did that. I doubt that they will because it's Rockstar. They don't have to put in that effort.
Yeah.
People are gonna buy the game anyway, so it doesn't matter. All right, man.
All right.
It is time. The time that honestly we've all been waiting for, especially me, because I've been hearing about this story for a week.
Heard about it for a week. Oh man.
I want to know, Proffitt, what happened the day you were trying to get your Switch to?
Well, unlike a lot of people, I had a lot easier time getting it, but it was a wait. A long, long ass wait.
Mm-hmm.
So, I drove by because I had to drop off a box for my wife. So at night, and it was like 11:30. So I went to the post office, dropped that off. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna see if there's any motherfuckers camping out here right now. And it was the night before, so I drove by and I was like, okay, ain't nobody camping. I was like, all right, well, good. So I got home. Next day, I took my wife to work, and I was like, I know the GameStop I go to opens at noon. There's some that open at 10 and some that open at 11. And then just so happens the one I want to go to opens at noon.
Mm-hmm.
I drive by and I was like, you know what? I'll probably wait closer to the time. I drive by. There's a line of like 6-7 people there already. And I'll get to it later. But let me tell you, all characters. I'll just say that.
Oh no.
So I was like, all right, well shit, I'm gonna have to like go earlier. So I go home, I get my 3DS, and I'm like, all right, let's do this. So I go down there, and I get in the line. Dude in front of me is like weird as shit. Like he's asking everybody if they're paying the whole thing. He's like, hey man, are you gonna pay the whole thing, or are you? Everybody keeps telling the guy, hey man, like, all you have to do is put $50 down and you secure your Switch too. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna put half of it down, and then I'm gonna go to the what was it, the Level Up Expo, the Level Up Expo that weekend. Everyone's like, oh okay. Kind of ignored that guy. But this fucking asshole, he decides, he's like, you know what, my truck's over there. I should bring it over here. So he drives his truck over, he backs it in, and then, he sits in the back of his truck, and then he, like, swear to God, man, like, he's blasting, like, fucking death metal in front of a jewelry store.
Oh my God.
So everybody's looking at him like, are you a fucking moron? What are you doing? Like, you can't do that in front of a business that's open. That's open right now. You just can't do that. He was doing it like he didn't have a care in the world, like no consequences. So I'm like, yo, man, shut that shit off. Like, you're gonna get everybody here kicked out because you're dumbass. He's like, oh, okay. So he finally shuts the shit off. And then we're sitting in line. And then, like, 4 or 5 other people show up in line in front of me. I'm like, how the fuck did this work? One dude looked like fucking Baby Huey. No shitting you.
Oh my god.
Like, the biggest. Alright, guys. I don't like, shitting on people or talking shit about people. But this guy looked like the biggest giant man child I've ever seen. Like, if you look at the thing that shows you what the stereotypical, like, basement dwelling fat nerd looks like, it was that guy.
No. Like South Park guy playing WoW like that.
Yeah. Actually, that's a real guy.
Oh yeah, that's right. He was like based off of someone, right? Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, man, it was, and dude stank like a motherfucker. Like, it was not good. Like, I don't know what it is about Nintendo peeps that hate deodorant. They just don't like deodorant. Put it on. You get the gimmick. You put it on under your arms.
Get the gimmick.
And then you go to places like, don't ever go to a Smash Brothers tournament because, whoo boy,
I know firsthand.
Anytime you go to Evo, you know firsthand.
Mm-hmm.
There's a whole section that smells.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, so I was standing there, and this was like, so I got there at 10:30. All these shenanigans happened, and it took like, it was like an hour went by. It was 11:30, and then all of a sudden, droves of people showed up. Like, it was like 20, 30 more people showed up. And it was this big ass line like going around. And everybody was talking about how they were trying to do online the night before, and everything just blew up.
Mm-hmm.
Even that morning, the GameStop website blew up like instantly. 9 o'clock, boom. GameStop website was down instantly. You couldn't pre-order shit. Target went down. Best Buy went down. Like, they all went down the second those pre-orders hit. There was, so like, just to give you guys a little insight, at that store I went to, there were 64 Switches. So there was 42 of the bundle, and then 22 if you just wanted the console by itself. Luckily, it was one of those GameStops that are, didn't force you to buy a bundle on top of the bundle like some of the other ones were doing, and they're getting investigated now. It was just like, oh, you want this one or this one, and that's it, right? You pick what you want, and that was it. So noon hits, finally get in there, and first guy in line was weird as shit. I am not gonna lie to you, weird as fuck. There was a dude behind me that looked like he had issues. I don't know what kind of issues, but his head was tilted. He was turning all kinds of ways. It was like he was on something. Not gonna bullshit.
Oh no.
So he was doing all that. The guy in the front of the first guy in the line, he got up there and took 45 minutes to get his Switch to order his Switch 2.
For what?
Meanwhile, we're sitting there like the second, because there's only 2 registers open.
Okay.
Right? So he was first, so he got into one. Everybody else pretty much was funneled through the other one. And so it took me about, the other guy was pretty fast, right? So it took me about 15, 20 minutes to finally get up to the thing and, pre-order my Switch 2. But the other guy was asking all these weird questions and shit like that, and was just talking, and then I was like, what are you doing, man? And he was looking back at the line, looking at people and stuff like that. It was almost like he was doing that shit on purpose, because he was he was first, and he didn't give a shit. So he was just, oh, they're mad. Oh, I'm just going to talk more and just take up more time. And the person he was talking to was the damn manager of the store. I don't know why she just didn't shoo him away after taking the pre-order or whatever. But that's neither here nor, that's whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
He finally gets done, and he starts cutting through people in the line, looking at normal Switch stuff. I'm like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? You got your stuff. Get the fuck out of here, man. Like, get out. I met some cool people though. Like, there was this one lady. She was like 70 years old, and she plays her regular Switch and PS5 and shit like that all the time. And she was like, yeah, I just got through what was it? Donkey Kong Returns and things like that. Was talking about that and things like that. There was some cool people online, but there was a lot of weird people, man. For one cool person, there was like 15 weird ones. But yeah, man, like overall, yeah, I did get to pre-order the Switch too, but it was a weird experience, man. A lot of I'm not gonna say all Nintendo people or all Nintendo peeps, but I for sure did not feel like I fit in there. I'll just say that right now.
I when I say this, I'm not trying to be mean to those people. I'm not trying to be mean to those people, and I'm also not gonna limit this to Nintendo people because I know I was at Level Up last year, not this year, and there was a dude I was talking to, and he was all about WWE, and I said AEW, and he was doing the meme culture online, talking about how bad AEW was in person, which is really cringe. And when I say this, I'm trying not to be mean. I'm including that person and a lot of people who are online. A lot of those people that were in line are people who probably don't have a lot of human interaction outside and probably don't go outside a lot. Like they're inside. If they do work, like it's not if they work, it's not anything like where you have to go talk to people a lot. They don't get a lot of human interaction, and that shit can fuck with you. Or they're just weird. It could be that too. They could just be weird.
I think it's a combination of both, man. Like there was somebody I think legit had like some type of I hate to say I think he legit had there was one guy that legit had, I think had mental issues.
Well, yeah, that's different for sure, that's right? Different.
Yeah, but all them other motherfuckers, no, there was some people with social issues. There was not necessarily like the anxiety type social issues. They're just bad socially, right? Like socially awkward.
I think out of the story, the two people that I did not like the most are first the guy who was first in line and decided to sit there and chat up the register and try to like do whatever the fuck he was doing in the GameStop. And then two, the person who was blasting their music in a truck in front of a business. Those two are for sure like they are like the pieces of shit types.
Oh yeah, for sure, fucking assholes.
Yeah, but you had a damn experience trying to get your Switch.
Yeah, man. It was more than anything. It was like standing there waiting because I forgot my damn chair.
So you had to be out for like what? How long were you out there? Do you think?
I got there at like 10. I want to say between 10 and 10:30, around there.
And they open at noon, so you're there for about like maybe we'll ballpark like 2 hours, maybe.
Yeah, I would say I was there for about 2 hours. But on the flip side, 2 hours and I got guaranteed a Switch.
Yeah, that's a lot better than a lot of other people.
There's people that waited in line on the Best Buy thing for like 45 minutes and they were all sold out. Or, didn't know to go to the Walmart website and pre-order their Switch too.
Mm-hmm. But the nice part about it is they are kind of doing restocks every once in a while. Like if you can catch one, they are there, so you have a chance to do it. It's just you probably have like the easier experience, so you can just stand outside for 2 hours. That's not as bad as a lot of people trying to like scroll and do everything they're doing online right now.
Well, yeah, so online you have to fight scalpers.
Mm-hmm.
That's the issue. You have to fight scalpers. In person, you ain't got to fight nobody.
You just got to deal with the weirdos that are around you.
Yeah, you just got to go in and then just pre-order, right? And if they have like I said, the store I went to had 64 of them. So be between 1 and 64 and you're good because it's one per GameStop account, right? So they couldn't like order 2 or 3 like some assholes try to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's one per account, so they can't do it.
Yeah.
So you have to be between number 1 and 64, basically, at that point. And I was like 12. That's how far up I was.
It's old school. It's kind of nice, right? Like fucking COVID, when we had COVID, that ruined a lot of that stuff, right?
Oh, man, yeah.
Jesus, like from 2020 on to honestly today still, it is very hard to get like some comic books But like trading cards, systems, like it's shoes, it just kind of sucks.
Yeah.
So you
yeah.
skip that, which is nice.
Man, the last time I did like one of those was like when the Wii U came out.
Ooh.
Where I waited. But so this is going to this is going to tell you how long ago this was and the times back then. This was when Walmart was open 24 hours out here. 24-hour Walmart.
That wasn't that long ago, but it feels like because of COVID, it feels like it was 20 years ago. It was really only like 5.
Yeah, but at that time it was what? The Wii U came out, I think it was 2013, 2014-ish?
Yeah, sometime around there, like early 20.
Yeah, I remember waiting in line for it. But it was, inside Walmart, and it was, they did a midnight release. So that was like one of the few times I did. But, oh yeah, also this, GameStop, just like Best Buy. Best Buy, you have to go at midnight, but GameStop, you can get your system at 9 o'clock on the day before it comes out.
Oh, nice. That hot, that West Coast advantage for games. I like that.
Yeah.
It's not too bad. I think the only time I've ever gone out to do like a release like that, I went to a tournament for Ultra Street Fighter 4 on like launch night.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
The one I went to was for Marvel 3.
Ooh. Vanilla?
Vanilla Marvel 3.
Ooh.
And it was, they had a midnight release for it, and they had like a small tournament leading up to it.
Mm-hmm.
I think I got like 3rd.
Not bad. Not bad.
I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, man.
Marvel 3, no one did at that time. Hey, that's still 3rd place. That's still great, no matter what.
The funny thing was, I'll never forget it. I was talking to somebody, and I was like, She-Hulk's the best character in the game. Before people found out She-Hulk was the best character in the game. Like, literally that day, I was like, wait, she can do some crazy stuff. Because I saw somebody do the OTG on accident, and then start doing the thing. I was like, hey, wait, that seems kind of strong compared to like what everybody else says. And lo and behold, She-Hulk is the best character in the game.
Sadly, that didn't last long though, because Ultimate came out what felt like 7 months later. So
yeah, I think it was about that time. It was like between 5 and 7 months later. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and it just killed that character, and we got stuck with what we got stuck with.
Yeah.
Till this day. You got your Switch. You had to deal with some like kind of insufferables, which sucks, but at least you got your Switch too. You don't have to worry about it now.
Oh yeah.
So you're set for when it comes out next month.
Yep, and I will be telling all about what I feel, what I'm thinking about the system. How is it fun? How we doing? So far. So yeah, look forward to that.
And with that, do you have anything else you want to talk about before we wrap this one up?
No, we're good.
Then y'all know what time it is. It's time for us to wrap up. So thank you all so much for listening to this podcast. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for all the good things that you're gonna do. Make sure you're following us on Blue Sky. You can follow the entire podcast at TAGPW Podcast. You can follow Proffitt at Proffitt, Proffitt. You can follow me at Shikoku. I don't spell it. I'm not going to spell it. You don't have to follow me. I don't really care about that. But if you want to, sure. Make sure you interact with us there. We talk a lot about a lot of things. We talk about wrestling. We talk about video games. We talk about anime. A lot happens on those accounts. So make sure you're following us there. Talk to us there. Have a conversation. We're not mean. Like I was talking to someone about Sinners like a couple days ago at like 1 a.m. So, y'all reach out. We'll talk. We'll have a good time. On top of that, if you're not on YouTube, if you're like one of the 2 people who are not on YouTube, and you want to listen to us on the go, make sure you listen to us on Spotify. I believe this podcast is up there now because I think the thing is set up. But for sure, Off the Top Rope is over there on Spotify, so you can listen to all of our wrestling takes. You can have a really good idea about what we're talking about for wrestling over there. I believe this is up there too, so you can listen to our video game discussions over there too, on the go, wherever you are. And make sure you go do that. Give us all the likes, the 5 stars. Let everyone know about things over there. And yeah, make sure you listen to us on Spotify. Profits.
Yo.
Tell them about the YouTubes.
All right, guys. So more than likely you're listening on YouTube, and for that we are very thankful. But I need to do a few things for me first. Tap that like button if you like the podcast. If you like the stories and things like that, hell, if you sat in line and got yourself a Switch 2 or got a Switch 2, from ordering online, comment. Be sure to comment. Let's get a conversation going on about it because hey, I know a lot of people had a lot of different experiences pre-ordering that Switch 2. And if you have anything to, talk about the previous subjects that we talked about, comment, subscribe, hit the bell button, because when you subscribe and hit that bell button, it gives you all the content that we have coming out. And, I like to tell people, you don't just get one podcast, you get three. You get, our flagship one that we do every week, that's guaranteed every week, which is Off the Top Rope, where we talk about AEW. We are going to talk about New Japan soon, so stay tuned to that. The Command Grab, where what you're listening to now, where we talk about all things video games in as far as the industry goes. Hell, even some of our experiences in the industry. And lastly, the OVA, where we talk about anime and the animes that we're watching. And I think our next episode of OVA is going to be pretty soon. If I'm going to calculate right now. So yeah, do all that, and you know what? Getting a little late, so we need to get up in the morning. So thank you all again, and we're out.
Peace.